Hi, I'm Jack from ESFIworld.com, and with me is Marcus ThorZaIN Eckloff, and we're going to sit down and talk about some of the things that going on in his life. He just actually beat DeMusliM in a really impressive series, winning 3-0. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts just winning in general?
I was expecting to do well. I didn't expect to win 3-0, but when I won 3-0, I was of course very happy and relieved. I think that he can play better than that, and he said it himself after the games, and I felt that I was playing really well. So yeah, I think that's the reason I won.
You said that you're really strong versus mech in TVT. Do you think it would have been different if he'd gone for bio?
He did go for bio the first game, but I still won that. It maybe would have been a little bit harder, but I still think that considering the conditions, I would have won anyway.
And in all three games, you had a lot of really strong positional play, especially with tanks in the third game. Is that really typical of your TVT style?
I really like to move around and try to make him go out of position, especially against mech, because it's quite immobile. So that's my general plan, to drop some here, drop there, and in the meanwhile, get a good position with the tanks.
In game 2, it was really neck and neck near the end. Did you think you were ahead, and did you expect that quick GG?
Yeah, I definitely thought I was ahead, because I had 5 bases, he had only 3 bases, and I had a super good position, so he had to attack my siege line in order to break out. And I saw that he was planning a switch to some kind of air unit. I don't know if it was Banshee or Battlecruiser. He never got to that point, but I was already prepared for that, so I felt that I was in a really good position.
So you have kind of an interesting journey into the NASL Season 2. First off, you qualified for Season 2 in the Open Tournament in Season 1, yet declined to go because of your journey into Korea at the time, and then you decided to come back in the Open Tournament in Season 2. Can you talk about your decision to, 1, quit the NASL, and then 2, come back?
I quit the GSL Season 2 because when I was going to Korea, I didn't want to be playing like 5 a.m. at night, because the times for the Korean players are really bad. So yeah, that was the only reason basically. And going back, I wanted to play the Open Tournament to have a shot at qualifying, which I did. I'm not sure if I would have played in the third. I probably would have, because I'm living in Europe now. But my main goal with the qualifiers was to reach the finals.
So you went into the qualifiers with only the goal to get into Season 2, not to get into Season 3?
Yeah.
So your next match is against MorroW, who you said has amazing macro. What are your thoughts going into the game?
I don't, even though we're teammates, I don't think we have each other's style figured out completely yet, so might still be quite a lot of surprises. I think as long as I get good maps, I should be able to take it, but it's gonna be extremely hard against MorroW, who is really good.
Do you practice together often?
Not very often. He lives in Korea now, so...
So speaking of Korea, you did your month in Korea earlier this year, late summer. Why did you decide to leave Korea?
Originally, I just planned to go there for 1 month, and I didn't change my plans. I liked it in Korea very much, but I felt like, for example, if you're going on a vacation, you might really much enjoy it. You might be there for 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, but you still want to go home eventually, even though it's in the paradise. That's kind of how I felt. I really enjoyed it very much, but I just wanted to go home.
So would you ever go back and live in a Korean pro team house again?
Yeah, I definitely want to do that at some point, but not in the near future.
So you actually developed a pretty good relationship with Slayers. They have a strong Terran team. It seemed a natural fit that you were with them. What's your relationship with Slayers now? I know you and MMA still kind of talk on Twitter.
Yeah, I met Ryung in like 2 weekends ago in England for the IPL 4 qualifier, and we hung out a bit there. I think they're a really awesome team. They're so friendly to everyone, and really tries to, even though I'm a foreigner, really tries to incorporate me in the group. So yeah, I really appreciate that, and I wish them all the best.
What was your biggest challenge living in Korea?
I don't feel I had a big obstacle to climb. It was just, it wasn't anything hard for me.
And what was the biggest lesson that you learned while you were there?
I learned a lot of things, but the most important, I think that they're definitely beatable Koreans, all of them, and you just need to play a lot of games and to be the best.
Okay, so what's your training regime like now that you're back home?
I practice whenever I feel in good shape to practice, because I feel like playing when I know that I'm too tired or too hungry to play, it doesn't yield any results, because in order to improve you need to push the limits, and if I'm playing worse than I can when I'm playing my best, it's not pushing the limits, so I can only learn game-wise that way, but not improve mechanically. So I try to fit my day in the way that I will reach that level of the level I can play well at, and then I play.
So you've had a little bit of problems with your wrist, possibly injury and carpal tunnel. Can you talk a little bit about your injury, how you've overcome it, and the obstacles that you've had as a player?
It was in June, I think it started, or May. I was playing. I didn't really think about my wrists or my position sitting when playing, and even though I felt some pain, I just ignored it. So it eventually got worse, and to solve it, I went to the doctor, and she said that it wasn't a carpal tunnel, but she didn't give me a diagnosis, so I just assumed it was some kind of RSI. And I bought some some wrist support thing, and used them whenever I slept, and in the beginning whenever I played the game. And eventually it got better and better, and I tried to adjust my sitting position to get a more straight back, and do small things, and they added up to now it's almost completely gone. I can feel it sometimes when I've been playing very much or just in a bad position, but in general I don't really feel it anymore.
So when it comes to tournaments, you really thrive in the more invitational style. We saw it at DreamHack Valencia. We saw it at TSL 3. When it comes to bigger tournaments like MLGs, when you were here at Columbus, I believe you came in for, you definitely struggled a little bit more, especially with the open tournament format, getting into the championship bracket. Do you know why that is, or do you feel that the invitational suits your training style better?
I really like invitationals because when there's 250 players, the organizers can't pay any attention to each individual player, and their conditions are probably going to be a little bit worse. But if actually at MLG, I felt that I did quite okay. I qualified through the open bracket and did okay in the pool play, only to lose twice to MC. So that was actually okay. But there's a lot of other tournaments that weren't invitational, where I didn't do too good. But I don't feel like I'm playing bad normally. I can't really put my finger on the exact reason. I don't think the reason that I'm good at preparing is would do such a big difference. It might just be a coincidence.
A lot of players have been complaining about jet lag and a lot of travel. How does travel affect your training regimen, and do you feel that jet lag is something that definitely affects you when you arrive at tournaments?
Yeah, I'm pretty easily affected by jet lag. Like all my teammates here, they go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 8, 9, whatever. While I feel really sleepy at 7, I can go to bed at 12 but still wake up at 4 or 5, because that's the way my rhythm is at the moment. So I definitely struggle from jet lag. That's one of the reasons I think it's harder to play in the US. But for example, TSL, we were here for 1 week before playing the game, so everything was sorted out already. But I definitely need to learn to prepare beforehand, like staying up late when I'm going to NA. But it wasn't possible this time because I was at DreamHack, so I still had to stay awake to play my games there. But yeah, that's something I need to learn how to do.
So the last 2 months, there's been a ton of StarCraft 2 tournaments offline, and a lot of players are saying how in 2012 they might make the choice of not doing as many. You're actually a player who doesn't go to every tournament. When you decide to go to a tournament, what do you pick? Is it the prize pool? Is it the quality of players?
Yeah, it's a combination of prize pool and location and prestige. And if there's any particular reason my team wants to send me to somewhere, maybe for some kind of sponsorship thing, then I would go there. But yeah, it's a combination of everything. I don't know if the level of players affects my decision to go, because on one hand, worse players makes it easier to win, but better players often makes it more prestigious.
2012 is right on the horizon. What are your plans for the future year?
I don't really have big plans yet. I'm just gonna take it as it comes. I only have one planned tournament so far in 2012, but I don't think it's official yet, so I can't say that. But I definitely will try to take it a lot or a little bit easier with the tournaments. Maybe just go to one tournament each month instead of 3 tournaments per month.
Okay, so that's all the questions that I have for you. Do you have any comments or final thoughts that you wanted to say?
Just thank you for the interview, and to my team Mousesports and its sponsors Razer, Guile, Median, Intel and Zanzibar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.